Episode 6 of the New England Sports Media Podcast, and we're kind of switching it up here, going with a new wave route. We got Aaron Cooley, Bio Productions, with us, and future Brown Bear basketball player and a proud Roxbury. That's right, native, correct?
Sir, Roxbarian, baby.
Thanks for being with us, Aaron. And first, why don't you just, in your words, explain what Bio is and what it means to you, and what everything with your kind of program is going about.
Yeah, for sure. Bio Productions is an abbreviation for believing in ourselves. And it's just my way of spreading love to the community. It started off with me and a couple of friends just recording basketball highlights and getting them on YouTube or Instagram and just hoping that we get love from them. Growing up, I didn't have a lot of like sports medias to, record me playing basketball and stuff like that. And there's a lot of hidden talent in the community. So I know that with all these top film guys, they can't be at everywhere at the same, like they can't be in all these different places where these hoopers are going. So I try to, when I'm free, just record or have my friends record these sports events and, try to spread the word in the community that, we have talent. And it started expanding this past summer because, I wanted to do more than just basketball. And, we're trying to expand to short films, graphic design, clothing now. So we're just trying to do everything.
Dude, so how do you find some of these runs? Like, I just saw the video you just posted, like those young dudes. Like, how do you find where people are hooping? They hit you up?
No, well, sometimes they hit me up, but sometimes, I'm just in the neighborhood and I see that they're hooping. So I just stop. I always have my camera with me. Wherever I go, I always have my camera with me because my dad told me at an early age, no matter what you do in life, always document it, always have a story behind something. And I know with my camera, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words. So I like to, document and record all these different events that happen around the neighborhood and get it seen. And sometimes it goes big. So, I like to be there for the early stages.
Now, how is it getting other people to like join you in what you're doing? And like, did you have any training on like video production, or did you learn it all yourself? Did you teach your friends and peers, or like how did other people kind of come to join you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty cool dude. I like to have conversations and be goofy with people. So, I'm an easy person to, have conversations with. And, with the starting up with the bio productions, me and my friends, we just started, it started off actually with a Snapchat. After my workouts, I would just yell into the camera like some motivational stuff, and people were like, "Yeah, this is awesome, dude." They would go around school, saying like, "We need more motivational videos from you, Cooley." And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." And so people just started to follow because people love good energy, like positive energy, and I try to spread a lot of that because a lot of bad things are going on in the world right now. There's no need for negative energy. Everybody just needs positive energy around them, and they just started to follow.
Dude, what are some of the like movies and videos that you've seen that have inspired you? Like, what are some of your favorite films?
Some of my favorite films. I love Spike Lee. Spike Lee is like one of my favorite directors of all time. So I love a lot of his films. Like Do the Right Thing is my favorite movie of all time. Crooklyn, Above the Rim is also one of my favorite basketball movies. Loving basketball too. And then I like cartoons as well. Cartoons, like people sleep on cartoons, but I be crying to some cartoon episodes. I'm not gonna lie, like Adventure Time, the Boondocks, even Bob's Burgers. You can learn a lot from all types of television, and I just try to keep a variety. So yeah.
And when you're like behind the camera, obviously you obviously like to be in front of the camera too, like you said, that's how it started. But when you're behind the camera, what have you learned about like filmmaking and that type of stuff?
It takes a lot of shoulder work. I should have Kawhi Leonard shoulders by the age of 25. By the way, I'm recording because I'm always standing, having to hold it like this. So I've learned that. Some people are camera shy. So you have to like really like loosen them up a little bit, you know, joke with them a little bit, like, oh, why are you so dense? Like, come on now, you know, just have conversations. Even though you're behind the camera, you know, you can still have a big impact without being seen. So just trying to make people comfortable when they're on the camera is a big thing that I learned.
And do you see yourself like pursuing kind of like a film director type career? Like, is that kind of what you want to do moving forward? Like going into college and like what are you going to study in college?
Oh yeah. Yeah. By the end of it, I really want to have a movie that's inside the movie theaters that people can watch. That's my end goal with all of this. Yeah, when I go to college, like I feel as though Brown University is a perfect setup for me because, you know, I can do internships for places like HBO, BET, and I can really learn even more about the filming business. Um, and, you know, in college, with Brown, you don't have to go in with the actual major. So I'm not sure what I'll study, but I know for a fact I want to do something with entrepreneurship or filming or graphic arts because those are my three favorite things.
I'm gonna follow
Does
up one.
Brown?
I'm gonna follow up one more. So while you're at college, obviously, you know, you're close to Boston, but there's gonna be, you know, you're in Providence. There's probably different runs going on, different things going on. Do you kind of plan out and getting out and like learning the Providence community and kind of like doing your thing down there?
Yeah, fortunately enough, I have a lot of friends that are in Rhode Island now. One of my well, he's not my neighbor, but he lives really close to me, and he plays at Providence right now. AJ Reeves. I'm hoping that he gives me a little swing of things and helps me around the city, as well as my cousin David Mitchell, who also will be a senior at Brown when I'm there. So I can be his little Robin. He can be Batman and just show me around the city a little bit, so that I can get used to it, and then take over.
So when you were coming up in high school, like what was the first time you got filmed for a mixtape or something? You remember?
Yeah, I remember. LW Productions.
Of course,
Yeah,
that's a legend.
he loved filming Ethan Wright, and I guess this one day I had a really good game with Ethan, and I was blessed to get a mix as well. And I wish I had the original MP4 of that video so I can uh, send it to you guys, but I don't know where that video is anymore, so I have to find it. But it was really exciting for me as a freshman actually to have a mixtape. And I think
Yeah, we'll
that's
find that somewhere. That's on LW's Instagram somewhere. We'll
yeah,
find it.
it's somewhere, but that was my first mix.
In Boston, I mean, the Connect's kind of blowing up. There's also a lot of other people that are kind of doing similar things. I think recently, right? Like, it's kind of a wave that started really recently.
Yeah.
Does that kind of excite you? And are you? Is this like a long time coming, or has this been in the works? Like, what do you think about the kind of the culture around it?
Yeah, the Connect's doing his thing, and I think a lot of young guys like myself are just trying to keep up with him right now, to be honest. But I love what he's doing, and what I love most about this filming thing is that there's no age limit to it, and you're seeing a lot of seniors and young freshmen going into college that are starting to do filming. I know one of my good friends, Bobby, he started his own media program as well, and we used to play Bobcats with each other. So it's dope to see how much filming is expanding and growing throughout the city.
And when you're looking at, are there certain like Boston people other than in your own bio thing that you're kind of like think are rising stars?
Yeah. I hope I don't say their names wrong, but it's Will Moriarty, I think that's his name. Bobby Media. Um, there's so many. There's so many growing now that Core Vision Cuts for sure. Shout out to David Spidell because he's a
Yeah,
new
that's a Newton
alumni as
kid,
well.
right? That's
Yeah,
Newton.
North alumni. He's doing his thing too. I personally think he's one of the best filmers in the city. So that's one of my favorites. Yeah, there's just so many filming things now. It's hard to keep up as well, but it's so dope to see the growth. And I try to support and follow all of them, and let them know that they're doing something really special. So
So you went to Newton North the first 2 years you were in high school.
yeah.
What was that experience like? Like you were living in Roxbury too. Like as a Metco kid, like what was the experience like for you?
Um, It was different. I mean, I grew up in Newton all my life. I went to all the
Okay.
Newton schools. But Newton North, it really had a great impact on everything that I'm doing right now, from basketball to graphic arts. I used to spend after practice, I would spend hours inside of our graphics class with our teacher, Tom Donnellan, just making designs. I actually made my own bio productions design inside of my graphics class during the high school season. So it was really it was fun. You know, Newton North is always going to be a home to me. No matter where I go, I invited Coach Conley and Tom Donnellan to my commitment day. And it was awesome to see them there because they had a great impact on the man I am today, on and off the court. You know, Paul Conley, he had a great. He's my favorite coach of all time. He had a great impact on the player I am now, and then Tom Donnellan had a great impact on the designer that I am digitally on the computer.
And was Tom Donnellan, was he also a coach too?
Yeah, he was the assistant
Yeah.
coach. Paul
Yeah. So
Conley was the bad cop, and Tom Donnellan was the good cop.
yeah, like when I was playing Babe Ruth baseball a couple years ago, he was always the ump there. A hilarious guy.
You always come in with his baseball stuff during the weekend practices. You have all his baseball stuff on him and stuff like that. He'll be right there with us, so it was cool.
What do you think about moving forward, like this year in your senior year of high school? With not talking basketball, like with bio, like what are you trying to do? Are you trying to grow, have more people? Are you trying to cover more things? Like what is kind of the this last year of being in Roxbury, being home full time, gonna look like for bio?
It's gonna be a lot of short films. Like I said, my end goal is to have a movie inside the movie theater, but to get there, you have to have a plan. You have to have small steps with it. So I want to start getting. I have a lot of friends that I know like to dance, like to do the acting and stuff like that, and just grow with them. Start doing little short films about everything that's going on in the world, but sometimes be goofy with it and have a little comedic pleasure with it as well. And just try to do everything. Start doing more movie covers. I love to do remixes of movie covers. That's probably my favorite thing to do right now. And yeah, I have some friends that are like, your videos are dope. Do you think you can do music videos? So I might start doing music videos as well to test that water out. And yeah, and probably do some more sports too. Like I've done a football mix before. I want to try to do a soccer mix. Hopefully they'll have a season, but they probably won't. And then coming spring, I have a lot of lacrosse friends, so try that out as well. Why not?
I think one of the more important things for you, especially, is like having a good Instagram page, like something that looks good. People can click on that, see what you're about. Like, do you put any thought into how like your Instagram and social media is designed?
Yeah. Yeah. I try to not spam my Instagram account with like multiple posts per day. I'm trying to spread it out a little bit more. And I'm also trying to, work with other entrepreneurs and people inside the community that have their own type of business and try to collab with them. There's a lot of people that we're in the works right now trying to do collab shirts and hats and stuff like that. And also, you know, uh, I'm trying to work on updating my website every now and then so that if I have I can have longer uncut videos on the website so that, if people want to see more than just a 1 minute highlight, they can go onto the website to see the whole thing.
Do you find that it's important, like obviously, like our generation, like probably 25, 26 years old and under, we're all kind of more catered towards Instagram, but our parents are probably more catered towards like Facebook or even YouTube or whatever to consume their content. Do you, like, in the back of your mind, try to be able to have content that might be for older people too? Or are you focusing on like this younger generation and highlighting them?
Yeah, I'm focused on. It's actually funny because I'm focused on our generation. Trying to spark change throughout it. But a lot of the older people, because I post on Facebook as well, And a lot of the older people, all the old people OGs. A lot of the OGs, they're trying to get, I'm not gonna say hip, but they're trying to stay, with the youth and trying to figure everything out. So even the videos that I post on Facebook, they're tapping in, they're liking it. And when I try to show my t-shirts and stuff like that, they're in full support. So it's kind of cool seeing, like, even my mom, she's like, I put music on my mixtape and then I hear her downstairs playing the song that I put on my mixtape. And I'm like, where'd you get that song from? She was like, I've been watching your stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. That's surprising to me. So it's funny.
Yeah, my mom tries to do that too, but she's not cool like that though. Like,
Yeah, she be downstairs dancing. I'd be like, okay, I see you.
dude, I'm seeing your background right here. You're a Lakers fan?
Oh, I love the Lakers. My real friends know I'm a Laker fan till I die. But lately, I've been getting a lot of hate because the Lakers are doing good. But I was there when we had Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Clarkson, and all them. They don't know, okay? But I'm a huge Laker fan, and getting the king is just a bonus right now. But I'm a big Anthony Davis fan as well. But it all started with Kobe.
Yeah, I see the jersey up there.
Yeah, I got a big little fat head on my wall, Kobe Bryant as well too.
So I feel like this is about media, but we might as well talk about basketball too a little bit. I'm in Roxbury, like you said, there's probably a lot of, uncovered talent. I feel like a lot of the kids, especially the boys, go to, prep schools and they're not necessarily playing for the city schools or even the Metco schools. Who are some of the kids in your class, above you, below you, that you think people, may not know about that might be a little bit, undercovered, under the radar? I mean, like, obviously everyone knows Terrence Clark.
Yeah.
A lot of people know like Alexis Reyes. But like, who are some of the other kids like that people don't know that they should?
Yeah, I'm gonna start off with my Shelburne guy, Devontae. I hope I say his last name right. Devontae Sweatman. I was gonna say Jameson, but Jameson's in college. Devontae Sweatman. He goes to Lawrence Academy right now. He's an undersized guard, but he's a beast. You wouldn't even recognize it. He's like an Isaiah Thomas, and he can windmill. So I mean, that goes to show by itself. Who else? Khalil Lofton. He's going to Bridgewater this year. Who else? Malik Broom, I think his name is. He goes to Shelburne as well. Really, I just say any kid that goes to the Shelburne Community Center is gonna be an automatic underdog. Because we're not really heard of. We're not a community center that's really recognized for its boys basketball, because it started off as like a girls basketball recreational center. So, any kid that goes to the Shelburne Community Center, keep working, keep going hard, because your name's going to be heard one day, I promise.
What's like the culture like at the community center? Like, when do you start going? Like, is it pickup? Is it organized leagues? Like, what do you guys like? What's it like there?
It's home. It's everything. I started off very young going out there when Tony Richards' No Books, No Ball program started off. And we used to have recreational games inside of there. And from there, I just grew inside of that place, and it just became my home. We do obviously it's a basketball place to play basketball, but it's just more than that. You get a brotherhood there. There's some nights that we go to the movie theaters, some nights we go to the museum, just to explain that basketball is here, but brotherhood's forever. And just to grow that with my friends that I've had since the beginning is awesome. And yeah, Shelburne is just an amazing place.
Then we talked about obviously the basketball, where you're from, and doing and how that's kind of shaped you. What about some of the people like at Shelburne or at other places in your community that maybe didn't like affect you in basketball, but that you think were important, like for helping you like with your creativity?
Yeah, a lot of my coaches. I'm starting my coaches. Tony Richards, Lou Smith, Freda Harris. A lot of my coaches have a big impact on the person that I want to be, because those are my superheroes. Really, those are the people that I look up to. The way that they fought adversity throughout age, and just to keep on persevering through tough times is like really what I want to resemble in myself. And a lot of my friends as well. Same friends that I grew up with are the same friends that I have now. And just to see that type of loyalty in my life, it just goes to show that what I'm doing is just not for myself; it's for everybody that has contributed, and I call them my village. So everybody that's a part of my village is a big impact for that.
I'm very curious to ask you. So what are you, 18, 19 right now?
18 years.
18. So 10 years from now when you're 28, what's Aaron Cooley's like employment? Like what is your profession going to be and what is bio going to be?
Yeah, I'll probably be wearing fake glasses, for style. All jokes aside, I'll probably play overseas until I can't stop. Well, until my knees go out, and then just continue to expand on bio. I'm not in it alone. I have my friends in there as well supporting me. So continue to make short films, get my short films out to people that can do something with it. Continue to write, continue to read, continue to learn. And yeah, I think I'll still be playing overseas though, for sure. That's the goal right now, to play overseas, and hopefully get a lot of love in China so that I can make an anime one day too.
Is that where you want to travel to? Like, do you have places you would prefer to play overseas at this point? Places you
uh,
want to?
yeah. I definitely want to play overseas, just to get that global love, and that'll help me expand even more on bio, because if I get it out of the country.
You're going to try to learn any new languages? Are you going to try to like be bilingual or anything?
I don't know. I've been taking Spanish since sixth grade, and I'm still terrible at it. So I don't know. Hopefully, I get better throughout the way. But if I don't, I guess I'm just gonna have to play guess and check with them.
What how do you consume? I'm curious, like how do you consume your like news and your media? Like, do you get like any sort of like notifications from like any traditional media outlets, or are you getting it all through like Instagram stuff? Like, how do you get like information?
I get a lot of information from Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. Instagram is my CNN. But
Same with me too, for the most part.
yeah, yeah. Like, I don't watch the news. I mean, I've been watching the news lately because of what's going on,
Right.
but really, like before that, before COVID, Instagram was the way that I got all my news. Bleacher Report, Complex, all those internet things. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Instagram's still the way that I find out all my news too. So
On that note too, I'm curious, like Lakers play last night, right? Are you watching the game on like TNT, or are you just hitting like Instagram after watching highlights?
oh
Like,
no, no, no. When the Kings playing, it's a whole different story. The phone goes on do not disturb. I gotta be fully locked in with him. Yeah, because like I gotta make sure James Harden doesn't fry us all night long.
All right, that's Aaron Cooley finishing up episode number 6 of the New England Sports Media Podcast. Like we said, we're switching it up a little bit, little different type of stuff. We'll have a few more episodes with similar people coming up. And thanks so much again, Aaron, for joining us. It was great to have you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate it.